Now, last month, I received this letter from a Swedish woman. She had seen an old news film shot in 1980 in which I had reported from the front line of the Iran-Iraq war. She said my team had filmed a man who then had been a young Iranian soldier of 19, languishing in an Iraqi prisoner of war camp, but who today, 40 years on, is her husband and the father of their 2 children. So we decided to visit him in Stockholm. How had a man who had suffered 13 years as a prisoner of war in Iraq somehow found his way to life and love in Sweden? A typical Swedish scene. Dad, mum and 2 kids strolling in Stockholm. Save that this dad was born and grew up in Iran, only to suffer grievously at 19, taken prisoner of war in neighbouring Iraq. 40 years ago, I was sent as a reporter to the Shatt al-Arab waterway that forms the border between Iran and Iraq and across which the war was raging.
It's pretty clear that the Iraqis do control the port and a good part of the town, but the whole area is still very much in contention and only represents one stepping stone in what looks like still a drawn-out conflict.
For everyone, it was a searing experience. 1 million people died in what was one of the bloodiest conflicts since the Second World War. Last month, I received a letter from a Swedish woman who had seen that report posted on YouTube and wanted to talk to me about it. I had also reported from an Iraqi prisoner of war camp filled with captured Iranian soldiers, and she had seen Hussein, who was one day to become her husband. And this is him, then 19 years old. Today, 40 years on, the beard is gone and the thick black hair is thinned and silver. A newspaper photographer had been with us in 1980 and took this photo.
This picture came to Iranian newspaper, and my family, they saw me in the picture.
And that's how they knew you were alive?
Yeah.
Amazing. He has vivid memories of the 13 long years of captivity, but it's the first time he's spoken publicly about them.
The Iraqis, they hide in the places, so we didn't saw them, but they saw us. And in the beginning, when they fired to us, 17 died in the first moment,
17 of your team?
Yeah. And we were 3 persons was captured.
And on the day we visited, he recalled that their ragged clothes had been replaced with fresh khaki uniforms, only to be taken off them as soon as we left. He feels he lost more than 2 decades of his life.
I feel not 60, I feel 35, 40. I realize maybe in the faces, but in myself, I feel 35, 40.
But you are really 40 because the other years were lost, gone, stolen. Hussein has never been back to Iran, but over the years he has managed to retrieve a few family photos. How many of them did you ever see again after your prisoner of war camp?
There is some of them here in Sweden, but I didn't see my father.
He died?
He died.
Yeah.
And I saw my mother one time.
Once?
Yeah, come here. And there is 3 sisters and 1 brother. So I just talk with
on the
telephone.
But you don't never see them?
No.
The family tableau in the garden is one of joy. It's a life Hussein could never have dreamt of amid the unending agony of the prison camp. Escape from Iraq to Turkey and the safe hands of the UN, and then in 1994 to Sweden's then open arms to refugees. It is a rare true story of redemption. As we talked in Stockholm later, no wonder the last word encompassing the whole tale lay with Hussein's wife, the mother of his children, Anna Maria.
I know it's going to affect even his children or our children in a big way, so I wanted them to know the whole story. He has his super hard experiences in life, and well,
But he's a man with a smile on his face all the time.
Yes, it's life and love and hope shining through.